Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you guys have all been well. And if you are new to this channel, I hope that you will stick around and that you'll hit that little like button and follow me for updates on all the newest beauty products that are out in the industry. For today, though, I'm so excited because I have a brand new collection to show you guys, and it's the Too Faced Just Peachy. Like, you don't understand. I know I say this with every collection that comes out, but I was so excited to see this because I loved the original peach palette that came out. So when I heard that a matte palette was coming out, I was like all over that. And then to find out that an entire collection was coming out in conjunction with it for people who have oily skin was even more exciting, because y'all know, like, this gets super greasy. So I have a couple of the products to share with you today. So I don't want to make this a first impressions video because it is not. I've been using at least the face products for almost a week now. The eyeshadow palette, though, is going to be a first impressions with you. I saved this one for you guys because I was like, I'm so excited. Okay, so I have my phone next to me. I'm going to be talking to you about each of the products. I've already prepped and primed my face with my usual products. What I'm going to start with, obviously, is the foundation. So I've applied it two ways, with a brush and with a booty bender. I kind of like the booty bender better. So let me just show you what it looks like. The packaging, guys, can we just have a moment to talk about the packaging? Mama is a sucker for packaging. And it says that it's a comfort matte foundation. It's infused with peach and sweet fig cream. It also claims to be oil-free, 14-hour wear, oil controlling, and photo friendly. So let's give it a shot, eh? Oh wait, so let me give you a price point first though, because that would help, right? The price point is $36, and it comes in a range of 12 shades, varying from Snow, which is like it says fairest with rosy undertones, all the way up to Mahogany, which is a very deep with rosy undertones. It seems like it's pretty dark. I don't know if it'll be dark enough for my darkest Betties, but it's worth a shot if you're curious about it. So that's that foundation. So what I've been doing basically is using my beauty blender that's already been like pre-moistened with rose water. I know I sound bougie, but it's just like some spray that I have around, and I'm too lazy to get up to the faucet to wet it and squeeze it out, so it is what it is. Alright, so I placed about a pump and a half on my beauty blender. Zoom you guys in a little bit. Don't get scared now. Okay, so I have a lot of redness. I'm usually not looking for full coverage. I just want enough coverage to get rid of this redness and even out my skin tone. So I'll dot it. And I know this looks a little dark, and actually let me tell you my shade. That would be smart, right? My shade is Natural Beige. Okay, and obviously I am usually not this shade because I've been to the beach a few times this summer, so I'm a lot darker for once, and I'm not invisible like Casper, like I usually am. But let me get you in right here. So this is one layer right now, and I'm just like beating my face away. So I'm just gonna go over the areas where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. But this foundation claims to be matte, and it really is. I find that it sets itself, which means if you don't want to powder it, you don't have to if you really aren't that oily. But since I'm massively oily, I always go in with some extra powder. And I did pick up the powder from this collection. Oh, guys, wait till you see it. Okay. I'm just gonna go in with a tiny little bit more on my nose. I don't know why, but okay, I do know why. I was having a facial done, and I guess whatever was like there on my nose got infected, so I ended up like what you see there, the redness is actually like a zit, and I'm like, really? Like right on the middle of my nose? Like, what the fuck? Go away. Alright, so I'm looking like the Exorcist right now, but it's all good. Let me see if I can zoom in even a little bit more so you can see what it looks like on the skin. So my skin still looks like skin. I know that you can still see redness popping out, so I would not say that this is a full coverage foundation by any means, but I would say it's a healthy medium coverage. So I am going to apply my concealer so you guys can see how other products build up on it. And because this is high-end, I want to see how it works with other drugstore products. So one of my favorite drugstore concealers is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. I am going to give myself a little extra coverage in the center of my face because I feel like Aunt Flo came to town and just destroyed my face. Y'all feel me? Yeah, okay. Alright, going in with my booty bender again. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm trying to get the lighting to be as natural as possible. So the lights are off in my room and I'm just kind of letting the light flow in through the windows. Alright guys. So, talk to me about life. What's been going on? Because my life, nada. I've been doing nothing. Except I had some really good beach days. I just took myself down to the beach. And normally I go with my family or with my friends, you know, because that's my thing to do. I love going to the beach in the summer. Any other beach bums out there? But this time around, I just decided I was going to go by myself. And I never do that, which is weird. Because I'm like, why would I go to the beach by myself? You know, I'm going to be lonely. I'm not going to have anybody to talk to. It's just going to be awkward. I'm going to sit there and be bored. But in reality, like, I think the older that I've gotten, I feel like I'm stressed out about certain things. And just being able to sit at the beach and have a day of relaxation with like nobody talking to you, nobody bugging you, nobody asking you questions, like nobody hanging off you. It was, I don't mean to be like a negative Nelly, but it was so nice to have like just a couple days to woosah, you know, and just kind of like let everything go and sit there and stare at the water and, you know, enjoy reading a book and, you know, having a drink and whatnot. So it was really nice this summer to have a couple of those days off since I wasn't able to really like go on vacation. So, dude, I'm just rambling on, but I'm really liking what's going on here. So my skin looks super natural. It doesn't look overdone. It doesn't look overcaked. I'm guessing that you can see that pretty well. I mean, obviously I have textured skin. That's not going to ever go away. But it did a fairly decent job of evening out my skin tone. I feel satisfied with the claims. I feel like it's looking good. We're going to move on to my second bad boy. This guy right here. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. The container is 35 grams and it costs, let's see, what did I pay for this? It costs $32. The container is quite large and I like the fact that it has a sifter. Let me just show it to you. So when you unscrew it, it has a sifter and it actually has a little lid that lifts off to protect the powder from pouring out. And I hope you can see, but the shape of the sifter is actually a peach, which I think is just absolutely adorable. The claims on this product, before we jump into using it, is that it gives a soft velvet matte finish. It sets makeup without looking dry or powdery. It has a peach tint that softly brightens the skin, and it also reduces shine for a matte finish. Now, I can attest to those. I thoroughly have enjoyed using this powder. I did have the other translucent powder from Too Faced. I never liked it just because it's so translucent that it actually kind of like leaves like a white cast on your skin. So what I'm going to do is just kind of pour some into the lid. And guys, the smell of this. I wish it was smell-o-vision where I could have you come in and like sniff this because Lord, it is such a good scent. They just hit it out of the park with this. So I'm going to focus more on the areas where I typically tend to crease more or get oilier. I feel like applying it with a damp beauty blender actually makes it look even prettier, if that's even possible. I don't even know if you can tell, but even in the viewfinder, when I'm looking at the camera, my skin looks like it's airbrushed, which is kind of freaking cool. My skin never looks airbrushed. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video here. I'm just going to bronze up my face, and then I'm going to come back and show you the blush and the eyeshadow palette. Face is pretty much bronzed up. I'm not going heavy on contour because I'm just going out to the mall. So I wanted to show you the blush. I picked it up in Pinch My Peach. Wait till you guys see this packaging. How freaking stunning is this packaging? It reminds me like of like 1950s classic, just gorgeous makeup products that were meant to like just literally last the test of time. It has a pretty mirror on the inside, and check out this shade. I don't mean to blind you, but check out this shade. It's so natural, it's so pretty, it's perfect for any time of year. I don't think it's gonna actually work on my darker skin Bettys, but they do have, let me see, 6 different color shades, like ranging from pretty light ones to pretty dark ones. So I think you're covered in that end. And they also cost $30. So the beauty of this product is that it is a cream in the pan, and when you touch it, it feels kind of silicone-y. So hopefully you can see the swatch on my skin right there. So it is like a bronzy coral with a bit of a sheen, but when you go to apply it to the skin, it turns immediately into a powder. I've seen people apply this in different ways, either with their finger, they'll just touch it onto their face like so. So let's do it 2 ways so we can see how it works. So I'm just gonna tap it onto my skin with my finger, and then with the brush, kind of just blend it out. I'm gonna go in now just with the brush itself. I think what I love most about this blush is that when it's done, I can still keep this gorgeous packaging. Oh, I'm such an asshole. Alright, so looking at both applications, I think I prefer going in with the brush first, because this side to me it looks a little bit darker. So I'm just gonna grab my regular powder brush and sweep over it so that I can kind of even out both sides, because I'm not, there we go. Last but not least, let's talk about the eyeshadow palette, my favorite. Firstly, hello, hello, goodbye, hello, like hello. Do you see this packaging? It is so beautiful. It's got a gold back. I mean, obviously the back will pick up fingerprints, as you can see, but the packaging feels beautiful. It feels heavy. It feels luxe. It is a magnetic closure that has like these pretty little peaches. Isn't that adorable? Like the attention to detail was really on point with this collection. When you open it up, you do have a full-size mirror here. I don't know if you can see, but it says Too Faced on the bottom, and we have in here 12 different matte shades that are absolutely delicious. And yes, the palette smells like peaches and figs. I like the color range in here. I love Too Faced matte shadows. I think they're great. I think they're easy to blend. This shade range is gorgeous just because if you wanted to, if you look across the rows, you can create a very natural look, you can create more of a peachy look, or you can create more of a fall-like look with the burgundy shades. You can also match them up in quads, and the quads will work well too to go from like the lightest daytime looks to the darkest, you know, smokiest nighttime looks that you'd want to achieve. I'd say the only shade in here that looks like it's not truly matte would be this burgundy, but I'm okay with that because burgundies, by nature, reddish eyeshadows are always harder to blend and they're harder to perfect. So by adding a tiny bit of sheen to this matte, it's going to make it a whole lot easier to blend, I would hope. And it's not going to show that way on your eyes. It'll still look matte. All right, so cut the bullshit. Let's get to work. Okay, mi gente, so I am speeding up this eyeshadow tutorial. It's gonna look weird because I am talking to you through it, but unfortunately halfway through the eyeshadow tutorial, my Sony a5100, which is awesome for photography, crapped out literally and overheated, so I had to switch over right here to using my iPhone in order to film this. So I'm sorry if you see me talking throughout this clip, but it is what it is. You'll see me pointing to the shadows though, so you'll know exactly which ones I'm using. What do you think? I quite like it. As excited as I am about this collection, I'm also excited about something else that I picked up the same day. So Ciate released a liquid lipstick that is called the Glitter Flip. So this bad boy is supposed to go on completely matte, and as it is drying on your lips, you kind of press your lips together and it creates a glitter lip. So how about we try it out together? I picked it up in the shade Infamous, and I believe it was $19, which is pretty normal for a liquid lipstick, but let's see. So that's what it looks like. It is still drying, but I can definitely see the glitter flecks underneath the matteness of it. So here we go. Ooh, oh shit. Do you see that? Oh my god, that is so freaking cool. Look at the glitter. Oh my god, and the more you press your lips together, the more the glitter surfaces. Final thoughts, shall we? Okay. Final thoughts so far, actually. I really am enjoying how my skin looks with the foundation and the powder and even the blush. I know there are a couple places where I can see a little bit of texture, but that's normal for me because I do have acne scarring. So I'm not hating on that. I'm not going to blame the product for that. That is my own skin's fault. It does look light. It doesn't feel heavy at all. I don't feel the need to spray it down with a setting spray because it just looks quite pretty on the skin. And hopefully you guys can see that. There's a bit of a light glow from the blush. And the eyeshadow is blended very nicely. They played together nicely. So I'm going to take you throughout the day with me. I'll check in. It's 11:30 right now. I'll check in with you midday, and then I'll check in with you at night as well. I'll probably be wearing a different lip. I'm probably just going to change over to a nude lip and let the eye do its thing. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit to let you know how this stuff is working out. All right, see you later. Hey guys, so I'm sitting here in the car waiting for my mom to get some stuff at BJ's. I figured I'd check in and hopefully you can see my skin from here. It's 3:49, so almost 4 o'clock-ish. So I figured right now at the halfway point, I'm trying to face the sun so you can see my skin is getting a little bit oily. I would say it's been about like 5 hours since I put on the foundation and the powder, and that's not really like that bad compared to other times where I've been completely dripping in oil at the 5-hour mark. And I'll check in with you probably like around like 9 or 10 o'clock when I'm ready to wash off the day's face. So talk to you in a bit. Bye. Alright guys, so we are officially at the end of the day. I know it's not even dark out, but it's been 8 hours since I've had this foundation on, and as you can see I am getting pretty darn oily in my T-zone. My cheeks are still doing okay. I've got to say, I'm at the point where I just want to wash my face right now and get the day over and done with. I'm going to say that for me, this foundation is not 14-hour, at least not with the primer that I used, which was a hard candy primer that I didn't have much luck with last time I used it. But that being said, I want to try this foundation with other primers like the Boscia mattifying primer, or even with the primer that I just purchased today at Sephora from the Peaches and Matte collection. So I'm not going to end the video here. I'm just going to end my review for today and hopefully get back to you tomorrow on how the foundation performs using the actual primer that comes with the foundation as opposed to without, because from my experience, the primer that I did use made me extra oily, and the other days that I've used the foundation I haven't been this oily at the end of the day. So that being said, I'm not giving up on this foundation. I still think it's awesome because regardless of how disgustingly oily I am right now, it has not broken up anywhere. I'm just literally an oil slick right now, and I don't feel comfortable having this on my face anymore. Hey loves, coming in for day 2 of wearing my Too Faced Peaches and Cream foundation. This time I did wear it with the corresponding primer that came with the line, and it has been 9.5 hours since I put this on at 6:30 in the morning. I did dust the center of my face with the translucent powder that comes with the collection, and the rest of my face I used my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in medium tan, and I bronzed up a little bit with Tarte's Park Avenue Princess. I have to say I am oily, I really am. It's not coming across as badly on the viewfinder as it is in real life. I really am an oily mess, especially here in like the center of my face where you see the most shine. So is it 14-hour? No. However, if you look at the footage from the other night in comparison to tonight, my face is a bit less oily using the primer that comes with this whole entire collection. So I might try it one more time using maybe like the Smashbox mattifying primer or the mattifying primer from Boscia to see if that will help solve this situation. But I kind of want to do the same blotting test that I did with the Fenty Beauty collection, because as I come in closer to the viewfinder, you're going to see that the foundation itself has not broken up anywhere along my face. I do have a little bit of creasing underneath my eyes, but that could possibly be the Maybelline concealer that I used this morning. So let's see what happens with these Boscia green tea paper blotters. Here we go. Story of my life. You guys by now should be like, it puts the lotion on its skin. Alright, let's see. So this one is not holding up as well as the Fenty Beauty foundation, the photo filter. Let's see if you can see this. Right in between my eyebrows, you'll see a little bit of cracking in the foundation. So it doesn't hold up as well as Fenty Beauty. I feel like it also oxidized a little bit more today on me. I feel like I'm a little more oompa loompa than normal. I hope I'm never oompa loompa, but you know what I mean. Gosh, guys, I am so oily. This better mean like I am never gonna wrinkle ever in my life. That is exactly what it better mean. Ugh. As we would say in Puerto Rico, huacala. Ultimately, I think it looks pretty good now that I've blotted it down. Is this collection a make it or break it kind of collection? I think the foundation is good. I wouldn't say it's holy grail at any point, especially for the price that you're paying, which is $34. The powder. I do love the translucent setting powder. I feel like it does a beautiful job at mattifying the skin and also concealing some of your pores if you have larger pore issues. I do like the primer. It is a cooling primer, and even though I didn't demo it in the beginning of this video, I did go and pick it up just to see how it would work with the foundation. Again, the primer, I don't think it's anything out of this world. Actually, let me show it to you so that you can see. It looks like this. It's a cooling matte primer, so it does come with a pump as well, which is nice. You know, like I appreciate that. I don't feel like it did anything astronomical with my skin today. So is it groundbreaking? No, it's just another mattifying, pore refining primer. Don't I sound enthusiastic? Okay. Lastly, the blush and the eyeshadow palette. I like the blush. Now, if it was powder, I would love it. I love it already because of the packaging. You already know I totally fell in love with that. But because it's like a cream to powder, it is going to expire a whole lot sooner, which means you're going to have to use a whole lot more of it throughout the year. before it goes rancid. And as for the eyeshadow palette, that I love. That I give 10 stars. I love the packaging. I love the blendability of the shadows. I love the pigmentation. I love everything about that palette. So if I were to recommend anything from this line, it would definitely be the setting powder and the eyeshadow palette. So if you decide to pick anything up, let me know. Let me know how you loved it in the comments down below. And if there are any other questions that I did not address in this video that I totally forgot to do, my bad, leave them down below. I promise I'll get back to you. I'm good at that. So thank you guys. Thank you for taking time out of your day to spend it with me. And if you're new here, I hope that you'll stick around. And those of you who have been around with me, thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate every comment, every like, every share. And I just want to ask you guys to click that little like button if you enjoyed this video, because it helps boost me up in the algorithm for YouTube so that other people can enjoy these videos as well. Other than that, hit that subscribe button. Thanks guys. Love you. Have a great night.